This is my midterm presentation for my project Mirroring Loss. It creates an experience to contextualize our loss due to COVID-19 by referring the loss of life to the incompleteness of our self-reflective image. So there are two important elements in my project. The first thing would be my interface. It will be a smart mirror, which is made by screens. It shows a self-reflection image of the user itself. And the reflection will be made by generative particle arts. So when they look at a virtual art of themselves, I want them to think about the connection between the data that this reflection is referring and then themselves. So the particles, I want to visualize life by the density of the particle, and when particles disappearing from the human body, I want to use it to symbolize the loss of life during COVID. So there is a good reference that I can show from the New York Times, which is a new data visualization project last month that they used 500,000 dots to represent how many lives were lost. It's a good reference, even though I'm not exactly working on the project like this, but I wanted to show how lives, especially the huge amount loss of lives, can be shown by the density of a very abstract particle arts. And there are 3 steps in my in the experience that I create. The first one is about attracting users to come. So I'm using particles to dominate the whole experience. But before I'm visualizing the death data, I'm using a circular particle movement to attract the user to come closer. And when they are in front of the mirror looking at themselves, the particles will form a reflection image based on the user's body. And that's when the experience, and I call it meditation, starts. So with numbers and dates on the front, on the very top, I will show how many lives have been lost throughout the year. At the same time, correspondent particle numbers would disappear from the human body, so that in the end, the user will look at an incomplete self-reflection image in the mirror. And in the end, want to have a conclusion part when the particles again formed a QR code. Then the users can scan it and then have a quick background information of this project, and also more information about the data itself. So it can be a digital souvenir, piece of memories for them. So right now I have been working on how to generate a digital body that is generated from particles. So I'm using Kinect. This is an example that I'm testing, which can build a point cloud of the human body. And I will furthermore connect this data from human body itself and then play with it using particles. So this is my experiment in 3GS. There are 10,000 particles moving and then forming into some kind of shape. So my next step will be connecting the information from Kinect and then build the human shape in 3GS. Thank you for listening. Please give me any comments if you have.